Okay, so before I tell you what I'm doing, let me just say that my friend here is sat in front of my makeup station, so there's 6 lights sort of glaring in her face. Her skin tone is around about an NW45, or in the Temptu foundation, which I'm going to be using, she is a shade 9. And I also want to say that this was one of my favorite tutorials to do because we laughed so much from beginning to end, so I really enjoyed doing this. And I'll tell you a little bit what I'm getting up to now. You can see that I'm with a stippling brush. I'm actually applying primer to the skin. I'm going to do the eyes first, so I don't want to do foundation in case anything falls down, so I like to do a little bit of primer and then I'll get on with the eye application. I'm using Up For Ever primer and just applying it all over the face, and this is just going to make sure that the foundation adheres much better than without. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply a little bit of primer to the eyes so that the eyeshadow has something to adhere to. The next thing I'm going to do is apply a very light sort of shimmery gold eyeshadow just to the lid area and of course to the sort of tear duct area as well, because I like to keep that the lightest when I'm doing eye makeup. With a crease brush I'm going to apply a sort of mid-tone colour into the crease area of the eye, and I'm wrapping this around, as you can see, so that it sort of meets the nose bone. I'm going to apply a little bit of that highlight shade we used on the lid to the brow bone area as well. Darker colour, I'm going to contour the outside corner of the eye, and I'm using a very sort of deep brown colour, and I'm just wiggling it on the outside corner of the eye just to deposit the colour, and we'll blend it a bit later. Slightly smaller crease brush, I'm just going to sort of blend this hard edge in so that the whole thing kind of becomes a softer version. I'm now going to clean up under the eye with a wet wipe, so any eyeshadow that fell down will be cleaned off. Contour colour, and I'm just going to apply it to the outer section of the eye so that the whole thing becomes a circle of colour. The Bobbi Brown Corrector, I'm going to apply this underneath the eyes, and then I'll blend it away, as you'll see in a second, with a wet sponge. And I'm kind of bringing this down a little way, and then, as I mentioned, with this damp sponge, I'm just going to blend the whole thing in just to cover any of this under eye darkness. And as you know, Bobbi Brown Correctors and Eve Pearl Salmon Concealers are my 2 favourite out of, well, everything. Taking a very small amount of that concealer and applying it to the forehead, the chin and the bridge of the nose. Concealer's done. Let's get on with airbrushing the skin. I'm using Temptu foundation and it's in shade 9, and I'm applying this basically in circular motions to the entire face, obviously omitting the eyes because I've done them. I don't want to get foundation in them. I'm being careful anyway, and I really do love airbrushing because it does give a look to the skin that you really cannot get with hand application alone. A tiny bit of HD powder now to set the foundation. The next thing I'm going to do is apply blush to the skin. I'm using Sculpting Blush by Up For Ever, and even though she's going to start to laugh now, I always prefer to apply blush when clients are not smiling because I don't like to apply it too much to the apple of the cheek. I prefer to apply it to the cheekbone. Shine on powder, I'm applying a little bit to the cheekbones, the forehead. I'll probably apply a bit to the tip of the chin and the bridge of the nose, just to add a little bit of shine. I'm going to curl the eyelashes, and I'm then going to apply mascara to the lashes in a sort of zigzag motion, just to build thickness at the base of the lash. A bit of diamond powder to the inner corner of the eye, which will just add a little bit more sparkle. And now I'm just going to fill in any sparseness in the brows with a MAC eyebrow pencil, and I need very little here. I'm now going to fill in the lips, and I'm using a lipstick that's only a fraction, well, it's actually pretty much the same colour as her lips. And I'm actually using an Illamasqua eyebrow brush. I'm going to apply a little bit of gloss to the lips. This is a MAC Dazzle Glass, and then I'm going to blend it in, and you'll see the finished look. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Or smash it
I'll have
in
to
the
stop
bag.
in it. Oh, it's a little too much.
You okay?
Yeah.
Sure?